Well, hello everybody. Michael with It's Rigged. Here, doing a little something different for the channel. I am going to start building a DIY Powerwall. Out of, nope, not that. That is the open. That is the sales. And, well, that box is pretty empty. But I had 2 boxes of these that I picked up from Battery Hookup. It's not a sponsored video, so let's get on with the show and show you how I found the easiest way to open these up and what I have found inside the packs. So the cells that I paid for from Battery Hookup were these modem batteries, and they're supposed to be 2400 milliamp hour, and they're supposed to be 2 cells per pack. Well, what I've been getting majorly are the Sony, which are the green ones, and these blue ones, which are the Samsungs. But as you can see, testing, I'm getting 2159, there's a 2366, 2287, there's a 23, mostly 22s, there's a 23, kind of going through here a little more, there's a 2390, 2268. I'm getting nowhere near 2400 milliamp hour. 2167. I mean, they're all over the board. 2000. 2321. 2107. 2330. Now here's what's weird. So I picked up a brand new set of another modem battery pack off of eBay. And it was 10 packs that had 4 cells in them, which they were a pain in the butt to open. We're going to get around to opening these up in just a moment. I want to show you the easiest way that I found to open these up. But so these are some 2200 milliamp hour. And they are the LGDA, looks like an S31865. Now, that's what I got in those. They're supposed to be 2200 milliamp hour. But the ones I'm getting in these battery packs are the Sony US 18650GR and this ICR 18650-24E, which should be for 2400 milliamp hour. But I've also been getting some other cells in that. Let's see, can we read the numbers off of this one? LGDBB 31865. I believe these are 2600. I believe. I may have that mixed up. Now here's another one I've been getting. LGDA2E 18650. So the purple one or this gray one of them's a 2600 and the other one's like a 2000. So in saying that, on the purple ones I've got about 5 sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the gray ones I've gotten 3 sets. 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3. So 4 of those. And now what you don't see is the other packs I've got down here that I've started opening, and I haven't processed through those yet. So what I want to do today is I want to show you how to open these up that I got from Battery Hookup. Again, not sponsored video. So we're running some tests on them. I'm charging them up, discharging them, reading the information off of the discharge, and then recharging them back up, redischarging them again, charging them back up, letting them set for about a week and see what they drop to. So, yeah, so you see what I have here. These are 4 wide on each, and I'm not for sure. I haven't counted. I think there's a total of somewhere around 100 per tray, I believe. I have to count them, but somewhere around there, maybe 75 or 80. But let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trays. So yeah, 100. All right, so all right, let me get the camera set up and we'll get started here. All right, so I've got it all set up to show you how I open these 5 cells. Now, the hard part are the Samsung cells. They have this black goop. Well, the Sonys, they have the black goop too, but it don't stick. And I'm hoping to show you both. Just recently, I just got in, matter of fact, this cell right here, it came in one of the packs, and I was just like, oh well. So what I've found that works for what I like doing, and then of course the tools that you'll need. Everybody uses something different, but these are a pair of they're for cutting zip ties or wire ties, you know, like when you're processing a bunch, you put your wire tie underneath there, clip it and cut. But these are awesome. Then these little, what they call flush cut trimmers or wire cutters. I picked them up at Harbor Freight. I go through a bunch of these. I use them in electronics. Inside my shop here, I do electronics as a hobby. So I use these once I solder something in, I'll flush cut it off, make it nice and smooth because it cuts pretty flush. And I'll show you the process of how I open these up. So what I do first with this tape, this is the tough part. They put a lot of tape on here. At first, I was peeling the tape off and, you know, trying to get everything nice and neat. But what I've learned is go right, get a knife and go right in front of that black terminal. I cut here, then these labels. There's a seam right here going all the way around, and that's where it splits. So what I do is I take my knife on that seam, and all I do is simply I take and I press. I just press where I'm cutting that label on that seam. So I do the same thing here. All right, so now I have that, the label cut through. Now, with these jaws of life, I'll call it, below the terminal, there is a hard lip right here. And it's a perfect spot. There's a nice size gap between here and the battery. Of course, you know, right down the center, there's no battery. It's a little gap, and I'll show you. So what I do is I'll take these and I'll bite into it. See if I can give you an all-around bite. And I pull it apart. I do one bite there, and I do one at this end. Boom. So there's the black goop. And it's really shiny, but the problem with it is with the Samsungs, they're like a really odd PVC coating. They're this kind of, it's not 100% fully smooth. You know, it's not glossy like the Sonys are. So the black goop don't stick. So what I'll do is I'll pull this out. Now this is a good one. Most times that two-sided tape right there will stick to it and you won't be able to get it off. So the best way to process the Sonys is peel the tape off the top, flip this up, peel the tape off the bottom, then you come in here with your flush cut that BMS or charging port. I peel this up. Now be careful. I should be wearing gloves. I do have eye protection on. Now here's the kicker. Do you see those little stubby things sticking up there? Yeah, those things are like razor blades. So, and I was trying to get that in focus for you. And that's where the flush cuts come in hand. Now, it won't get it 100% smooth because of the weld, but you see they're not sticking up no more. So I'm gonna come right over here and make sure that you don't short out between the two with your pliers or your cutters, because it will. Next thing I like to do is to peel this insulator up. If you do it nice and neat, you'll try to get a good clean peel. Sometimes it'll stick, sometimes it won't. Pull the battery separator apart. Then I take these, with the 18650 cells and these battery packs, you can essentially just pull them apart without damaging them. I say that now, but I have yet to hurt one. So I'm able to grab that little insulator there, paper tape. All right, and we got the little spikes here too. So I'm just going to flush cut those off. If I'm able to clean up anything, that cell's complete. So we'll stick it over in the completed area. Not the measured ones, because they haven't been measured yet or tested. All right, so now go right here. That one's done. Make sure you don't have any metal down in there because it will short out. That one's done. All right, so now let's open up another one. Same way. So I'm gonna speed up the process of trimming these, and then we'll come back and open them all up. All right, so now we're back. As you've seen right here, I cut the tape there, just because it was, it would hurt if it was, holding us up. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna get right on that seam, bite right into it, pull it apart like cracking a nut. Flip it over, do the other opposite end. Now we got one of these Samsungs I can talk to you about. Now, if you're lucky, you can grab a hold of that one little piece of tape right there. Most time, that stuff is hard to get off. But if you can get one corner started, then you can peel it up. But it really don't matter, because I'm going to be wrapping all these Samsungs. So now here's another kicker. All right, so now you're going to need a flathead screwdriver. Now, what you need to do, let me get my screwdriver positioned in here. You see where I've got the head of that screwdriver? It's right on the edge of the end of the battery, with 1/8 of the screwdriver sticking out. Sorry for the blurriness. I'm trying to get that to focus. Now, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to slowly pick up on it. And if you do it right, it won't damage the PVC shrink wrap. Then we're going to go do this the same way. Peel that off. Peel that tape off there. I'm just sticking them on the boards for convenience. Flip those up. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. It falls. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to trim those knobbies off. They will slice your fingers wide open, son. All right, so I got that. Now, sometimes the Samsung, these separators or these insulators, the adhesive always sticks to it. Something's up with this Samsung for the reason that this stuff sticks. I've yet to have one and not be able to get it all off. Prime example. Just can't. Take off the insulator, pull them apart. Take my positive side here. And you ask, how do I know which one's a positive side? On the 18650, you always have a separator between the ground and the positive, which is the center. So maybe we'll open one up at the end of the video and show you the difference. Now this black goopity goop, this stuff breaks. It's hard to get off. So let me go ahead and finish cleaning this one up so I can put this one down. That stuff just came flying right at my eye. That's why you need eye protection on. See, that one's still got one sticking up there. I ran my finger across it. You do not want to run your finger across it till you get that flush cut. While I'm talking about flush cut, what I have been doing is that one is smooth as a baby's bottom. Took a Dremel and slightly ground down the welds on the positive and the negative. So now I can come in here and spot weld. But on this black goop, if you're lucky, you can go around, take your finger around it, and slowly, very slowly, and gently peel it off. But you'll never able to get it all off. Especially if it's on the lettering, and we're on the lettering. That's where your knife will come in. Take your knife, don't go down, at an angle where the tip of the blade is just barely touching. And all you're wanting to do here is get that off. Go around it. That one's all done. All right. Now, let's stop here for just a minute. You see my little trash pile down here? Yeah, that box is about 2 feet long, about 1.5 feet wide, and about 2 foot deep. I filled 2 of those things up already. And yeah, it's been a madhouse trying to get all these done. And here's the other kicker. I've got another 720 or 740 of these battery packs coming that I purchased off of eBay. So you can get these batteries a lot of places. I bought this whole pallet full of them, and I want to hopefully at least 80% of them are good. Now these right here are supposed to be new old stock, but some of them came in and I don't think they're new old stock. They said that they didn't have any issues, that they tested 1,000 of them, spot check thousands, how about that? But I'm having a little bit of an issue here. If I run these the way I want to run them, I'm not going to be able to get the storage capacity that I was looking for. And you might ask, well, if you're going for 2,400, what's the big difference between 2,000 and 2,400? Well, I could have got 2,000, 2,200 milliamp hour, 2 of these for $1, where I bought the 2-pack from Battery Hookup for $1.35 for 2. And the 2200s, I'm getting 2,300 milliamp hour. There's some in here, it's 24, almost 2,500 milliamp hour. So, now the ones I bought off eBay are 2,600 milliamp hour, and I look forward to getting those. Those will be coming in on freight, and because it's a big pallet full of them. And yeah, my wife is going to flip out. I wonder if I can get my 7-year-old and my 3-year-old out here doing that. That probably wouldn't be a good thing. That'd be child labor. All right, so finished cleaning this one up here for you guys. Trying to give you a little show of how that these right here go. And while I'm at it, make sure you click that subscribe button. And if you like what you're seeing and more on DIY Powerwalls, if you're interested in solar storage, you know, we're going to try to see what we can come up with for everybody. Now, on my channel, I do product testing. We do electronics, amateur radio. I do have an amateur radio license. I'm in the process of studying for my extra as we speak. And those that don't know anything about amateur radio, extra class, now there's 3 classes. There's tech, general, and extra. Extra being the highest and tech being the lowest. I take my test here in a couple of days for my extra. I also volunteer with the National Weather Service with Skywarn, which is an amateur radio storm tracking. Matter of fact, all the people that you see that buy a storm spotter, 90% of those are amateur radio operators. So we do a big service for the community, and that's what it's all about. Having fun, enjoying it, and helping the community with weather. Look it up. Our group is South Alabama Skywarn, and I believe we're one of the largest Skywarn divisions with the National Weather Service. National Weather Service started as Skywarn for amateur radio operators to help them in bad events for weather, and that's what we do. Matter of fact, in Mobile, Alabama, we actually have an office at the National Weather Service with some of our amateur radio gear up there, and we help them operate the Doppler and track our spotters in the field with GPS on our Doppler. The Doppler is the National Weather Service's Doppler, but we've also incorporated GPS tracking so we can see if our amateur radio operators are in an area where tornadoes dropping and they can't see it, any kind of warning whatsoever we can give them. A lot of times our amateur radio guys will get out and help, and they may not be looking at the radar at the time. So, but I'm blabbing on. So there you have that. Should we do one more? Just one? Okay, we'll do one more. Looky here. So they were putting tape on top of these terminals so they won't short out. The batch I'm getting in is the same size, different milliamp hour, but no tape on them, I don't believe. So, but still means I got to sit here and bust my hands and my knuckles opening these things up. But luckily, with my newfound friend that I've had these for 8 years. Look at there. See? The black goop don't come up. But we did get the 2-sided nasty tape. That's okay. Some goop gonna take care of that. Now, like I said, the Samsung with fumble fingers, the Samsungs will be wrapping. Not really too worried about that. Depending on whether I want to rewrap the Sonys, but if they don't pass the test, I just sat here and opened up 2 of these for no good reason. All right, so when I'm rubbing my finger across that to test that, I'm rubbing it very lightly. They will still slice your hand open. Do I have any available spots back here? I do. All right. I've got an odd organization system over here. I've got to put more trays together. See, and that's a flush cut. Focus. All right, there we go. So, let me show you around and we'll be right back. That's what's remaining from the battery hookup that I have left. I think there's probably maybe 50 or so left in that box. And I believe I bought all the stock they had left.